Also supported by Lackens, all about hearing. Forward Floors, Ginger Pickle, Fred Olsen Logistics, The Dove, Segford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation. Welcome to the DPS Tech Arena for this week's edition of Life's a Pitch TV. I'm Mark Murphy. Welcome to our team: Terry Butcher, Russell Osman, and Chambers. Also with us, Richard, John and Mark are on technicals backstage, and Leslie Dolphin is back from Canada as our floor manager. And, of course, we are in the Premier League now, so we're very excited about what's to come for the rest of the season. But that should have cued a song. Come on, we rehearsed this. We are Premier League, say we are Premier League. That'll do. Fantastic. We are Premier League. So that means we've doubled the capacity of our capacity crowd. 2 stands. We have, sponsored by John Keeble Cars, the Churchman Stand. And sponsored by Ashford Wright, it's the North Stand. We're on YouTube, we're on Podcaster, and we're on Suffolk Sound as well on Saturday lunchtimes. We've got the Table Footy Challenge on this day in ITFC history. Ask the Legends, Player of the Week, and now the Renegade statman has given me some stats for the show. Stats that you never knew that you needed, but you will after each show, because there'll be ones to share with your friends down the pub. But we need a special guest, and could you please make some noise this week? It's ITFC former midfielder Alan Judge! Welcome, Alan. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We'll chat to you in a moment or two, but I just want to start the show by wishing our friend, former Ipswich Town manager and defender George Burley, all the very best. His cancer diagnosis was revealed this week, and he's upbeat about the treatment. He's a very fit man, and so we wish him all the very best. And Terry and Russ, you've been talking to him. He's very upbeat and positive about this, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very indeed. You know, I think George overcame a couple of bad injuries during his time when he was playing at Ipswich, especially his cruciate, you know, in the days when players didn't really come back from that sort of injury. And I think he's addressing this cancer problem with the same sort of attitude that he showed then. You know, he's very upbeat, and he says, yeah, we're in for a long fight, he said, but I'm up for that, and we just got to get on with it.
You remember when he had his cruciate, we went into hospital with a blow-up doll. That's a legendary story. Do you think are you up for it, for going in another blow-up doll for him?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
A quick whip round. We might still have the old one somewhere.
Well, that was a black one. Maybe we'll get a white. But anyway, no, we better not now.
Don't go there.
That would make chemo slightly more interesting than chemo is, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We wouldn't get invited around the house ever
again. No. I think George would appreciate it, though. You know,
he would indeed. We wish him all the best, don't we, everybody? Round of applause for our George. As I said, he's a very fit man, so you need that to go through that treatment. So we wish you all the very best, George. Welcome, Judgy. Good to see you. Do we mention the Republic of Ireland England game tonight or not?
I prefer not to, if that's all right.
No, we've got to.
Well, there were 3 Ipswich Town players involved, so we can't not really. But Terry, you were obviously very keen to mention that game.
Very keen.
Yes,
because we won. It was very nice. But no, the thing about it was 3 Ipswich Town players playing against England. It's normally the reverse many years ago, but it was just incredible. And I thought they all did well. So it helps Ipswich Town that you get internationals. Obviously, you don't want to lose games, but it's just great to have players that go away now. As Kieran only had 12 players from his squad, all the rest were internationals, and there were some great internationals as well going away. So which earned to their caps, which is only good for the club.
I'm going to pick out Ogbene, if I can, Judgy, because he was named Ireland's player of the match against England.
Yeah, rightly so. He was definitely our best player by far, especially in the second half. He, took the game himself really to England, and most of our chances came from him.
We don't know too much about him. Do you know? Tell us a bit more about him.
Yeah, I actually played with Chio at Brentford. The one thing you'll get with Chio is works really hard. He used to be a forward when he came to us, and then he got converted to like a right winger. So you're going to get someone who's going to work really hard for the team.
And what did you make of it, Chambo?
I didn't watch it, Mark. I was too busy, mate. My missus was away at the weekend, so I had all the kids to myself. So I was like, yeah, we were baking, going for bike rides and all that. So Judgy filled me in on it, but I did see the highlights.
You
so,
should have said my missus was away as well. That we could have got together. Hit the town.
I'd have been too busy for that as well, Mark. So.
Cheers! I got feelings, you know. What about you, Russ?
I was busy. I didn't watch it either, Mark.
No, I wanted to say to Judgy, like, what for obviously playing for Ireland, being an international, like what did it feel like for you to see the lads that obviously were now representing the club that we both played for, and how far away that team is from an England team, and where you'd like them to be moving forward, really?
I think back in Ireland, you wouldn't really know. There's a lot of problems with the FA behind the scenes. So youth-wise, Ireland we're a bit behind. But the fact is, this squad now that Ireland do have, they have 10, 11 players that are now playing Premier League football, and 3 of them, as Terry said, are Ipswich Town players.
Because not long ago, that was rare. I remember we used to watch Ireland, and we had someone like Roy Keane sitting there being a pundit and saying, well, all these players play in the Championship. So now, like you say, that it might be behind a little bit in the youth section now, but the team, like you say, is playing the Premier League.
Yep, and the Irish team now, they were really young when they got their cap, so about the last 2-3 years, they've gone into the international setup. They got their caps, under a lot of pressure. So I know we haven't started well in the 2 group games, but I'm hoping under the new manager that experience from the previous games will put them in good stead.
Smodics, of course, another one who friend of yours then, Luke. What did you make of him, Judgy?
Again, very good. I'd like to see him playing the number 10 position for us, to be honest, for Ireland. He was out on the left. He's not going to get much of the ball against England, so I think Sammy will really be judged on the next few games coming up.
And Dara O'Shea.
Yeah, great centre half. Puts a bit of competition in there for Wolfie, Greaves, Burgess. I think it just shows the type of player that Ipswich can attract now. He's played in the Premier League for the last 2 years. Yeah,
did he play on the left?
He played on the left for Ireland. Yeah, Nathan Collins plays on the right, so he can use his left foot. But Wolfie's got that shirt at the minute, so and he's doing really well.
Great competition for places, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah, but Dara O'Shea's got a great Irish name, hasn't he? Well, no disrespect, Alan Judge, but
Daisy Ogbene is a very good Irish name. Did he drink a pint of Guinness and now he's eligible to play for Ireland or anything like that? No?
Do you know Chio actually came on trial here under Mick, along with Barry Cotter, if you remember? You were here, yeah?
Yeah, same time.
Came on trial, and then they both came to us. Yeah.
Did they keep the right one or no? I don't know.
You'll decide that in the next few years, won't you?
Well, obviously not, but there we are.
But it's great to see, though, isn't it? It was fantastic. And while we're talking about it, let's talk a bit about England's performances. You two have both played for our national team. What did you make of them? And Harry Kane getting even more goals.
I didn't see it, Mark.
Terry.
100 caps, though.
I saw it. It was all right. They obviously won with 2 goals from Harry Kane. Golden boots. That's and obviously a golden cap as well. So, yeah, there's 100 caps is a monumental achievement. So
did you get a special cap for that then?
Yeah,
he got a gold one, didn't he?
He got a gold one.
Gold cap.
Just a gold one.
Would you wear gold boots, Terence?
Well, if I got 100 caps, I would. Yeah, but no, I wouldn't. No. Black or white. If I had to go for a colour, it would be white, but not pink or browns or all this other rubbish. Did you play? Did you play?
You're dictated to, though.
You wore white.
He was a white man, wasn't he?
White man. I'd like white. When I wore black, I thought I was. Yeah,
really
I wasn't
slow.
the most technically gifted player anyway, but when I had the white boots on, I thought I had a little bit of a
So the white boots, the white boots made you special, did they?
Made me feel a little bit special. Not sure what sort of special, but the lads are dictated to by the brands now, aren't they? At the end of the day.
Judgy, what did you have?
Same. I was, white boots, or else at the minute it'd be yellow boots. But as Luke said, you get dictated by what brand you wear, really.
And what would you have worn apart from you can't wear black, because it's not de rigueur now. It's not fashionable.
I would have gone along with the lads' white.
Right.
But I remember growing up watching Derby County playing. Kevin Hector and Alan Hinton were probably the first players to start playing in white boots, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember a certain Norwich player, Justin Fashanu, and he had brown boots. But he was a boxer as well, so anybody, he was okay with that. Yeah, it didn't matter what he wore. Brown boots.
There are certain places now, especially in the youth team, where they're banned from wearing coloured boots.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I think these lads should be able to express themselves and add a little bit of character to what they need to get themselves in the first.
Who does the boot cleaning these days then? And how difficult is it with all these multicoloured boots? Because back in your day, it was just a bit of dubbing, wasn't it, probably? And that was it.
Well, that all changed, though, didn't it? Yeah. And while we were playing, really, when we started, we were cleaning changing rooms, cleaning people's boots, absolutely every job under the sun until we could leave to go home after a first team game. But since, obviously, a lot of things have changed now, the youth team don't even clean the players' boots. I don't know who cleans the boots now. We had the kit man at the time, didn't we? And we just sort of give him a little bonus at Christmas and stuff like that, which is nice for rapport. And that's why I enjoyed the relationship that I built with all the young players that cleaned my boots, and vice versa. When I cleaned players' boots, I felt that was your sort of test to how your standards are in terms of what someone like me or someone like who I would be cleaning their boots, would they be satisfied with the job that I was doing, and vice versa. And it was always nice little interactions that you'd have with lads.
Did you ask for dubbing being put on your boots after the polish or before the polish?
Well, we had...
Is that like the jam or
we
cream
didn't
on a
need
scone?
polish and dubbing, did we?
No, we
Our
weren't that
technology
fussy,
had
were we?
moved on by then, do you know what I mean?
We had a boot warmer, didn't we?
Yeah, we had all sorts.
See, Tony Cruz still cleans his own boots, doesn't he?
I cleaned mine in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a boot warmer?
Yeah, Colin Quainer. Remember Colin Quainer?
Yeah.
And he came in and bought something from Germany. It was literally like a microwave that was always on for your boots, and you'd put it in, like you putting something in the oven, and they'd
Honestly,
put it in there for a
brilliant
couple
though,
of
wasn't it?
minutes before you go out when it's freezing cold. The boots would be...
Does it ping when it's ready?
It actually did,
Basically,
yeah.
it does ping. It's one of those twist turners.
We had a boot warmer when we played. It was called a sink. Just filled them with hot water and put them in the sink.
You can't go wrong with that, though.
No, 5 minutes later, it was brilliant.
Fantastic.
That went a bit weird, didn't it? Anyway,
it did,
moving on.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
It gets like that in here, guys. That's really hot.
That's the bit everybody will be talking about.
You didn't have
after
the
show.
leather studs then in your boots, did you, with the nails in them? No.
I don't know what you're talking about, Russ.
We did. That was
Really?
great.
You used to have to file them down before the game.
You could really hurt people with those leather stuff.
Oh dear. Happy days.
Really good, yeah.
What do we think about our keeper and being sent home from Kosovo? That's not the kind of thing that Kieran will be happy about, I wouldn't imagine. He says he's been hard done by and will perhaps not know the truth there, but it's not the kind of what Kieran wants.
He's
is
a
it, for his
hero.
players?
He's a hero.
In your books.
Yes.
Nightclubbing.
Followed in our
He got
footsteps.
caught though.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, he got
Allegedly.
caught.
He shouldn't get
Stupid,
caught.
but
Shouldn't get
He
caught.
did break curfew, so that was great.
There's only one rule: don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
Okay. Fair enough. Perhaps we'll learn from that.
They're running
then.
a tight ship over there, though, obviously. So
Yeah.
one step
Maybe we
out
should
of
get you
line.
in for a bit of coaching for him, you two.
Yeah. Well, how to not
Yeah.
get caught. Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll do that. Yeah. Fantastic.
We found a role for you.
Deny everything.
Delap under 21s, England under 21s. It's good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It won't be long before he's in the full squad, will it? If he continues to play like he is. He's got everything, I think, as a striker.
Yeah, very
I
impressive.
just think that'll do him no end of good. That being in that setup, playing with those players, and I think he's got the self-belief that he thinks he should be in that squad anyway, so that's not an issue. But to actually be there and performing and playing and being the number 9 is enough massive step for him and for the club.
And we've actually got a Swedish international as well, who earned the cap by playing for us. So that's another one. It's just amazing how many different things are happening now.
Yeah.
All
Well,
over,
how many
every
in
time.
Iraq? Burgess, Australia again.
Yeah.
I think there was it 12 or 13 that went out on 10 on international duty if you totted it all up.
I think you mentioned Burgess there. Like he's got 10 caps now, and that's virtually all of them must have come under Kieran. So that just shows you the progression and how far they've all moved forward with him as manager and them as players, which is just brilliant to see. It's
And
what you want
such
to see.
competition now for place. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
It
brilliant.
really is. Don Ball's gone off to Orient. He's a nice guy, isn't he?
Very nice.
Dom?
Yeah.
Good lad.
I didn't have much to do with him, to be honest. But by all accounts, the lads that I've spoke to can't speak it highly enough. I think you see a lot when you sort of take a little step back and see how the players interact with each other and celebrations during goals and after the games, and you always notice the ones where they are a real part of that squad. And I think over the couple of years that he was here, I think he had a massive influence on the people that he played with.
Yeah. And Freddie Ladapo, Huddersfield.
Yeah. I always thought Freddie was terrific in and around the 6-yard box. If there's ever going to be a little tapping or going off somebody's backside, it was going to be Freddie's. You know, I just thought he got that little gift of hanging about long enough just to get that little tapping now and again. You know, and he's done it all his career.
It's a knack, isn't it? He'll do that again for them. That's a great signing for them. At that level, I think that's perfect opportunity for him to go and reignite and score goals again. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
You
want someone that can score goals, and if they've picked him up for free.
Yeah, lovely.
What did he get in League One? 20 plus?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. A new deal for Christian Walton? Pleased with that?
Goalies, eh? Don't play for a year, pal, yeah. Here's another contract. No, it's brilliant. He's been great as well. I think, had it not been for an injury at the start of last season before we got promoted, he'd be playing.
He's only 28 too,
Yeah,
so
it's
he's
a
still
great thing for the
still
club
to
to
come.
keep him.
His best days of goal still to come. Well, you know.
Yeah, I think we'll see him
5,
again
6
during
years.
the season as well. So,
I mean, it's really difficult. You've got to, you know what it's like if you're trying to fight for your place, but there is only that one place, and if the keeper's, doing what Haladgi did last year, then it's so difficult for them, isn't it, to keep motivated? I would imagine. Got to have the right mindset, I guess.
Competition, you just got to be better than the person that's
Judgy?
got the shirt.
As Russ said, I don't think he would have signed if he didn't think he has a chance in getting that number 1 shirt, and it's great to have that self-belief, and I thought he did really well against Liverpool, and probably the reason why he signed the contract.
Yeah, and another extension for Wes Burns as well.
yeah, brilliant. And he deserves everything because he's been a revelation since he signed. I was a little bit sceptical when he signed. I played against him loads and loads, but again, it shows you come into a setup where something clicks for you and fits, and you find a manager that just brings you on and believes in you, and what he's done and some of the goals he scored and the level that he's taken himself to. Like, I speak to Wes quite a bit, and he just couldn't be happier and couldn't be more settled. That goal he scored last season, that doesn't come if you're not riding high on your confidence and know.
I thought he was actually better when he had that man bun on the back of his head. I thought he was.
Yeah, well people tried to blame a couple of bad results on that when he cut it, didn't he? So that showed you how.
It's a bit like Samson, or when he lost his strength when he had his hair cut. So he's had his hair cut now.
That's a whole new episode, that, isn't it?
That is, yeah. We'll have to look at that. Yeah, we'll have a look.
Footballing haircuts.
Yeah. Tattoos and everything else like that. Yeah,
we'll have to do that as an episode, but we'll need to get some pictures up on the screen for everybody just to remind everybody what the haircuts used to be like.
Yeah. Oh no. Go for the modern one now. Go for the modern one.
No, I think we have to start back in the day, Terry.
Cucurella, was he Chelsea left back? What a hair he's got! Unbelievable.
I wouldn't mind having that hair.
I wouldn't mind either, frankly.
Yeah. I've got a number in Turkey, Judgy. Don't worry.
Soon.
Next up, Brighton. How do we feel about that, Russ?
Another tough game. I think a little bit like the Fulham game. They're a very good side. We're talking earlier, myself and Terry, about the amount of players that have come into the club, and they've done well for Brighton. Then they've moved them on and moved them for good money, big money, and then brought more players in. I think the club over the last 10, 15 years has only been going in one direction. And it's super to see. I played for Brighton for a short while.
All right.
And I was telling Terry one day on the bench, there was Liam Brady was the manager, so he's only for about 6 games at the end of the season. I was on the bench with Jimmy Case, so I was about 35 at the time, 36. Jimmy was about 40, and Steve Foster was about 39, and that was a choice of the 3 subs.
three absolute loonies, I tell you.
Did he use any of you?
No.
What do you think, Butch?
Well, I've been to the stadium, went for some radio stuff there. It's a fantastic stadium, new and great atmosphere, good crowd and everything else. They've had it really well. They've got a Japanese international on the left wing, Mitoma. It sounds like a disease, isn't it, Mitoma? But he's certainly like a rash to the other teams. I tell you, he scored for Japan midweek. He's an unbelievable left winger, pace, quality, picks people out, and everything else. So he'd be up against Twanzebe, I would think. So that's a really good contest. And then if you stop him, then you stop a lot of what Brighton do. So it's a tough order, I think, really tough order. But who knows?
Judgy?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the tactical battle between the two managers because they're quite young, and you know, every time I watch Kieran's teams play, and it just surprises me. I watched them against Fulham last week. Ipswich, I thought they were brilliant. You know, especially the lap. I like the way he dropped deep, turned, and he ran with the ball. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a quite exciting game.
And what about you, Luke?
Oh, it's going to be a tough game. They're an established Premier League team now, and they're in Europe. They're in Europe chasing those sort of levels now. So, like we said about their recruitment and how good that's been, they just keep churning out. And every decision they've made since they've made it to the Premier League, back down to the stadium and the facilities and the way they've planned it all has been first class. And the managers they've had to lose to then bring in, they've always gone again and gone again and again. So, I think that's the model we need to look for as a club. I think that's that sustainable model that they've achieved and bringing players in. But again, the game itself, it's going to be very, very tough.
It's a really nice club when you go there, and I've been there with the press on the radio saying that the food is fantastic, really nice. You don't really want to come out of that lounge to watch the game. You want to stay in there. It's
well,
really
I just
good.
know how far they've come. We played at the stadium where you had the running track round, and the fans were 100 yards away, and it was freezing and blowing, and it was just nothingness, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And their kit sponsor was Skint, and that's basically where they were at that time. So it was just,
But prior to that, I played at the Goldstone, and they had a pitch invasion, so they had a game called off that had to be replayed after the end of the season. Amazingly so. Yeah, and it was just completely weird. But, you know, Goldstone, they've then gone to that stadium and then just been on the way up since there.
I can't remember.
Can't remember what it was called now.
Anybody remember? No, someone will let us know. With Dean?
With Dean, yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
With Dean Arena.
Yeah.
Strange
Did
place.
you see it with Dean at the with Dean? Oh yeah.
Just temporary stand all the way around it, though,
That's it,
wasn't
yeah.
it? You know, and, it was.
So do you think, boys, as well, that would, as Luke says, that would be a good one to emulate if we can do a Brighton?
Absolutely, that's a great model to base yourself on. Really is. And they've got the money. Brighton have got the money from their owners and all that sort of thing. We've got the money, so it's very, very similar. They redeveloped their whole ground, moved away and everything else from the Withdean and the Goldstone and everywhere else, and they've got a fantastic stadium. We have a brilliant stadium now, but we want that to be bigger. I think possibly needs to be bigger. So how do you develop an old ground sort of thing? So they're going to have to do that. But they've done really well on the pitch and off the pitch. They really work as one. It's
They've
fantastic.
gone hand in hand, which is the exact model that we're currently riding the wave of, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, the lineup that Kieran puts out. I mean, so many players looking to get in that starting 11. Judgy, what do you think? It's I talked about competition for players earlier on, but my goodness me, they've played very well. Everybody's played so well so far, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got the boys come back from international duty, how many minutes they've played, etc. Because it's still quite early in the season. And I think, as you've seen from Kieran, he likes to have his starters and he likes to have his finishers. So it wouldn't surprise me if he plays the same team that finished at Fulham if he could. But maybe he might be thinking maybe go a little bit more defensive in the middle of the pitch, because Brighton are very good at getting the ball moving around. And I like the look of the Swedish boy Keitu.
Kehust.
Very good. It seems like he can take the ball under pressure, and he might make that a little bit tighter in the middle of the pitch alongside Phillips and Morsey.
Great to have all these choices, isn't it? It's
Not a bad
fantastic.
choice.
What do you think, Chambo?
Who's going to play and goal?
I think he goes Walton. I would,
Yeah.
Depends
because
on
it's
what the
just too
conversation
much
is.
nonsense going on.
Yeah.
Right, you're a professional.
Yeah.
Regardless, we won't know what went on,
Yeah.
but
Christian Walter's not done anything wrong since
No.
he's been here.
we should have probably stayed with him
Yeah, to bang him back in there.
during the
and
game.
then
But it's,
go.
hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But
Yeah.
to have the choices, I don't think any of us could pick. I don't think he's going to make wholesale changes. I think the lads performed, like we said earlier, how well they performed against Fulham, Brighton. Not too dissimilar to probably the way they play and the level they're probably both trying to achieve now. So I think he'll be more than confident of putting out a similar team as what started against Fulham, I think.
What do you think, Butch?
Exactly the same.
Would you?
Yep. Might move on.
Okay. Can we just say well done to Kieran McKenna? He's got another award. News breaking today that he's got an honorary doctorate from the University of Suffolk.
Oh, lovely.
So well done.
I thought he got an award for his haircut. That's pretty radical, isn't it?
Well, you cut his hair, is it?
Yeah.
Dr. McKenna, he'll be.
I mean, he'll have an award for everything.
Yeah.
The way he drives his car. and
After
his
this
shoes
job,
and
can
everything
he
like
get another job with that doctorate? Question for you guys.
that. Can he what?
Can he say, I'm qualified in this? What's the doctorate for?
It's just honorary.
Well, if he's on a flight, is there a doctor on board? I mean, what's he going to do? It's not easy.
Moving on.
Let's take a look. I mean, it's going to be a difficult one this week because we haven't had a game. So it's time for the Life's a Pitch TV Player of the Week, sponsored by the Dove in Ipswich. So not so easy, this one. We've had Smodix, Greaves and Delap so far. I don't think we'll pick a specific one this week, but for those who did watch the internationals, who do you think stood out?
Chidozie Ogbene.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to give a player of the week. They played, didn't they?
Okay, well, we can do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
I agree.
Ogbene?
By all accounts, he was outstanding. Yes.
I'll text you later when I've watched
Judgy,
the
what do you
highlights.
think?
Yeah, I'll go with Terry on that. Chio, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah. Is that because he's Irish or he was good?
because he was really good.
Really good. Really good.
He's got it then. He is our Player of the Week this week.
Oh, fully deserved.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, it's so lovely to be able to pick and choose from great performances week in, week out at the moment, isn't it? Long may that continue. Right, it's time for Ask the Legends now, sponsored by Seckford Golf Club. Oh, here we go. So we've got Tony from Seckford Golf Club who's going to ask the question this week. And Chambo and Judgy, you can assist the two legends if you wish, or you can lead them astray. Whatever you want to do, you can be, have a bit of
one-sided at the minute, Judgy.
or try and help them out with this. At the moment, I do believe it's Russell 4, Terry 1. I do believe. So
It's been painful, not going to lie.
is that right?
Painful to watch.
Yes, it is right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. But carry on. Go on.
Well, I was just checking. You were giving me that look, so I wasn't quite 100% sure.
Move on.
No, okay.
That's a sign to move on, Mark.
I
Thought you'd known that by now.
have worked next to him for a few years, but not as many as you've known him, but I am getting the signals. All right,
You did
move
get
on.
the
So this week's question then. So feel free, boys, to hinder them or help them. Tony.
You won't be able to help them with this one.
Oh,
Or
my
hinder them,
goodness.
come to that. So you concentrating, Terry.
Who's going to
Well,
go
it
first?
doesn't make any difference, really, does it?
Who's going to go first? To answer.
It's my turn to go first.
Okay, Russell. Go on, Tony.
In our 1961-62 season, Division 1, you were about then. How many goals did we score in the league games?
Okay. So in our 1961-62 League Division 1 winning season, how many goals did we score in the league games that season? It's gone very quiet.
80.
80. Okay, Russell's going for 80. Okay. And
Hit the bar twice.
Terry.
81, Terry? What do you reckon? More?
Yeah.
They won the league, right?
You might actually do a question that regards astrophysics, because I have no clue whatsoever. So, but
That's next week's question.
I would go lower.
Oh, you're going lower?
Yeah,
Lower.
so I think they were lower smaller games, weren't they? Less
So
games.
lower than 80.
Then I'm probably wrong, but I normally am.
Okay. What would you do, Luke?
I'd go 81.
Okay.
Well, you would, Luke. You go against me. I mean, there we go.
Judgy, what would you do?
83 then, I'll go.
Oh, you wanted to say trade, there, boy.
Because I have no idea, I'd have no idea.
You know you're Irish, Al.
Tony's forgot. You forgot Tony there for a minute, didn't you?
So, Tony, the answer is...
Well, to start off with, Burnley finished second. They got 104.
So I'm close.
93.
93.
Try to help you tell.
So I think, Judgy, you were the closest. weren't
closest,
you?
yeah,
But
lads.
it goes to Russell Osman.
Thank you. Nice one, Tony.
5-1. Terry.
Thanks for phoning last night, Tone.
Mark, there's a long way to go. Don't worry about
No,
it.
it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All of those phrases, yeah.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
Is there a particular era that you'd like Tony and Seckford to come up with that may help you out? Or
Perhaps ask a question on heavy metal or something like that.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I'm reminded of the old radio show Life's a Pitch when we did it on BBC Radio Suffolk. We used to do an anagram of players each week, and we sat there one week and we did an anagram. And this was when Kevin Beattie was our legend in residence on the show, and we did an anagram, and he said, "Oh, pal," he said, "I can't get it." He said, "Oh, who is this? I can't get it." And then someone rang up with the correct answer, which was Kevin Beattie. Time for the Table Football Challenge, sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics. So each week, our guest has 60 seconds to see how many goals they can score against our two England internationals. So, Judgy, this is a chance for the Republic of Ireland versus England, a chance for you to get some revenge on what happened the other day. On top of the leaderboard with 5 is Chambo. There was a bit of spinning involved in that, but, you know, we are allowing spinning. So, Judgy... Yeah, we can spin. So, Judgy, do you want to do this as a solo performance, or would you like to pick a friend from the audience?
I was on my own, mate.
He was on his own. Okay. So the idea is as many goals as you score against them, all right? But it's on the whistle. So get some balls ready. Chambo in the lead with 5 at the moment on this. Are we ready? Here we go. 60 seconds starting from... Oh, there's certainly some spinning going on here. A lot of midfield action at the moment. A lot of midfield action. And the ball is stuck in the middle of the field. It's like the 1970s, that pitch, when it got stuck in the mud. So it's up, it's close. Looks like they've got Harry Kane up front for England. Judgy going very well there with the spinning technique. Still 0-0 at the moment. Oh, 1-0 to England at the moment. Ray Crawford scoring for England. Good save there from the Republic of Ireland. Out from the back. Bit of Kieran style out there from the back. Poofed up from the England 2, but it's still 1-0.
Keep going, it's there.
Good defensive work from the Republic of Ireland. Still 1-0. Oh, it's a good shot saved by Peter Shilton. Oh, it's 2-0. That sounds very familiar to the scoreline last week, doesn't it? So England 2, the Republic of Ireland.
Bad week,
0.
bad week.
Well done. But at least you're up on the leaderboard, Judgy, because you'll probably drop in at number 6 or 7 at the moment, and we'll get there. The season is very, very young.
I thought there was 10 judges on there. They're that small. You know, see the people
Oh, my God.
How'd you put up with this from him?
Oh, they haven't changed, have they?
No.
They're always the same.
He was like, last time I talked to Terry, he was horrible to me. No, you'll be all right tonight, Judgy. Come on, mate.
We haven't started yet. Chamber. I've got some stats here.
I caught you cold, didn't I, lads? I caught you cold the first week.
Let's talk a bit about you. You came to town, but you nearly came to town with Mick McCarthy.
Yeah, in 2013, after I left Notts County, I was down here. I was in the office ready to sign, and strange story that Marcus Evans went on holiday. My wife was heavily pregnant with my firstborn. Week 10 days went by, never heard from Marcus regarding the contract, even though everything was sorted. Then I ended up signing at Blackburn. Blackburn came in for me where I originally started, so that pulled on my strings a little bit to go back there. But I was here, I was ready to sign, just a strange delay.
How bizarre. That was a very strange time anyway, wasn't it, really, with Marcus at the helm. Chambo shaking his head. We're not going to go there tonight, are we? Yeah. Or are we?
No, it's about Alan. Let's go.
Alan's night tonight. Yeah.
So who brought you then? How did you finally end up here?
Paul Lambert brought me, but there was talks of me coming quite a few times before that with Dave Bowman was head of recruitment at the time. They wanted to bring me in when Paul Hurst first came in, but he was going a different way. I think, as we've seen what he did.
He knew better, didn't he?
Yeah.
Don't get bitter. Don't get bitter. Let it go. Let it go.
And obviously then Paul moved on, and then came the end of January. I wasn't playing as much as I would have liked to at Brentford, obviously because they were doing really well. And it was just the right move. It was the right thing for me at the time.
And you enjoyed your time here?
You know, I really did. It was a bit frustrating. There's a lot of things that went on. you know, I couldn't really do anything about. But I really enjoyed my time at the club. I actually loved it here. There was a lot of people, really good people in the club that were very helpful. Particularly this man. My first day I turned up at the training ground, he's sitting there waiting for me. I never really knew him. Only knew him a few times from, going past him, in the games.
Come on. I'll let you have it. It's fine. It's fine.
Didn't recognise him
Back of
from
the
the
net.
front.
Yeah. No, but yeah, definitely really enjoyed my time here. Obviously, it was just sad the way I ended, really.
What happened?
So, it was the year, it was when Paul Cook had come in, and, I was going through quite a bit off the pitch at the time. I think my mother had just passed away. I completely forgot what was in my contract because everything that was going on. So I was flying back and forth to play for Ipswich. So I'd come back Friday morning, try and play Saturday, go back Sunday, go back to Dublin Sunday morning, fly back Tuesday morning, play Tuesday night. I did that for about 4 or 5 weeks, I think it was, leading up to obviously what happened to my mother. But anyway, I played under Paul Cook, went on, and then he just pulled me in one day and just said, "Look, I've seen your contract. There's one more appearance, and we're not going to activate it." But that was his decision. It wasn't the club. It was him. And I think, as a lot of people seen, he did that to quite a few players.
Yeah, it was an very odd time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, why would you do it? I can never understand the thinking behind that. Very strange. If it's not a club decision, it's just down to the manager, you think, why?
It was strange because I was playing. And he knew the situation that I was doing. He was happy for me to fly back
There was
and
a
forth.
clause in your contract, wasn't there, though?
Yeah, it was if I had played 23 games that season, and I'd played more or less every game that season. As I said, with everything that was going on, I was still coming and playing. And it's nothing to do with the club, as in, like, the club didn't do that to me. It was Paul wanted to make his own team, which was fair enough. As you could see in the summer, I think once I was the first one to go, I think a lot of people saw there's going to be big changes. You saw Flynn go into the reserves. You saw Caden Jackson go into the reserves. Obviously, Chamber went. Scousey went. I think even Teddy Bishop went into the reserves. So it was just a change for the club. That's all it was. And, first few weeks you kind of think, why has this happened to me? But I think when I left, it's football. These things happen.
Yeah, but why leave it till there's one game left on your contract?
That I don't know.
No.
You just don't know.
10 weeks beforehand, he can call you in the office and have a chat with you, man to man, and say, listen, things
But
might
you know
change
well
by
as
the end of the
as well
season.
as we do, there is no man or honour or
There isn't.
these people aren't honest.
No.
So-
But it's a shame, isn't it, when it's
It's a
like
shame.
that? It does leave a bitter taste in your mouth when you've dealt with somebody like that. There's no need for it.
And it left me in a position where I could still play for the club, but I was running the risk of getting injured, having no contract in the summer.
Yeah.
So I could still come on after 10 minutes and be okay for the club. But I don't think that was fair on me to have to do that.
No.
And I don't think it was fair on the club either. So me and Paul decided best off that I get out of the way, kind of, just to let it go on. And then the week later happened to Stephen Ward as well. So things
There
were
you go.
coming.
Yeah.
But it was
Would you
strange
li-
because I was playing.
Would you have liked to have stayed?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sure, me and my family are set up here now. When I first moved down from London, I had obviously again I had problems. My daughter you need 2 operations, so I had a little bit of problem at the start. But the minute we moved here, we love it here. Obviously, I lived in London for 5 years. I like the way Suffolk is a lot calmer. So my son's now in the academy. My daughter's now in high school. So yeah, we're definitely settled here.
Any reflections on that time for you, Chamber, as well? It was a very odd time, for us looking in from
It's
outside.
quite an odd time for 9 years, really. But, listen, we were just victims of someone in charge, and then a takeover happened. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I've got no bitterness towards the guy. It's just football. At the end of the day, it's not. And you're never going to get your fairy tale ending. My fairy tale ending came when the club got promoted to the Premier League, and I was stood on the side of the pitch for Sky, and the whole stadium's singing my name. That was my closure. It was just amazing for me. I left during COVID, so we never had a final send-off. But I feel like good things come around at the end of the day, and that was sort of my little bit of a piece there. But no, the way things were handled at that time were just, as human beings, were just not right. Business is business, do you know what I mean? I understand that, but the way things were handled, not for me.
I mean,
I
you're a
could never
commodity,
do.
aren't you? That's the thing. You're a commodity.
Of course you are, yeah.
Yeah.
We had the same in 85.
It happens everywhere.
You know, I'm suddenly playing week in, week out, and one day Bobby Ferguson says, "You've got to find yourself a club." You're thinking, hold on a minute, we've got cup games coming up next week. We're not going to be playing them. Somebody else is going to be playing.
Yeah,
and
it's the
we've got to
way
get you out.
things were handled. For me personally, when they left, it was disgraceful. And Judgy as well. It's just, if you know what you're going to do, just be honest about it. That's all anyone wants. Like, I can't make you keep me, or we can't make you want to keep us. That's fine. Just give us the best opportunity to then figure out what we're doing, and we'll handle our situations as best we can then.
And show some respect.
Respect, but there wasn't any respect during that period. That's as far as I'll sort of go on it, really.
Okay, we'll wait for the book.
Yeah. So what do you think your best position is, or was?
It was definitely playing the number 10 position, but at Ipswich I didn't really get to play that much. You know, here I had, again, there were circumstances where players were more or less telling the manager, I'm not playing that position, so then I would get shoved out onto the left because the manager, well, Lambert at the time, knew I would do it. But
And could do it well.
yeah, but, you know, we were playing that kind of style. He did want me to come inside, but it did look like I was leaving our left back completely open at times, but I was just doing as I was told. But, yeah, that was a bit where I've kind of found it hard to, you know, I was brought in to play number 10. We signed James Norwood. I got shown I'm playing behind him. This, that and the other comes to the next game of the or start of the season. I'm playing left wing because a player doesn't want to play out there. And I'm just like, I never ever would have questioned the manager coming up. Never would I have said that to Sam Allardyce, Mark Hughes, whoever, saying I'm not playing there.
So you never went to the manager and just say,
No,
could I
because
play there?
no, he knew I'd do it. He knew I'd play there for him. And
You're too nice, weren't you?
bit too nice, but I'm always of the
Which is not a fault. I'm just saying it's not a fault.
yeah. My thing is manager makes a decision, so I'll do what the manager tells me to do. And I think Chambo's obviously the same. I imagine you would be the same. It changes a bit. It changes now. I think younger players are obviously braver to say, "I'm not playing there," but that's just the way it went.
because we've all played in different positions to our favourite position, but because you can do it, as you say, and because you want to do it, you do it. So you're honest, but at the same time,
It can be detrimental to you personally, can't
Not
it? But at the
great
end
at
of the day, you've got, for me, if you're asked to play a position, it's not about you. It's about the team. So I could never jump on that board of that, oh no, I ain't playing that, I'm not doing that. Like, what? It's a team game.
There was an instant we were playing, I think it might have been Portsmouth, we were playing on a Saturday. I was told I was playing, not number 10, I was playing alongside Flynn in midfield. So I'd prepped all night for the game. As you do, you watch your clips, this, that and the other. I came in, and then I got told probably 3 hours before the game, I'm putting you back out on the left. I'm just like, didn't have time to prepare. Well, obviously you can still prepare, but you know, I got into where I was playing, where I had to watch.
It's just a mess again.
You're
Really.
looking for an edge, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm looking for where I can try manipulate spots or whatever I can get at. And my problem for me was when I was at Ipswich, all my best games came from when I played number 10. I either contributed some way in a goal or an assist. Out on the left, it just wasn't my position.
So were you playing number 10 when you played against Northampton and it was 0-0, and a certain referee called Darren Drydesdale tried to intimidate you, didn't he?
No, I was left wing. That was actually the strangest thing I've ever,
That was mental.
What happened?
In all honesty, it happened. So obviously, I think everybody can see I got taken down for a foul, clear penalty. And we're walking back, and I did say to the ref, "That's a joke. It's a penalty." But then there's a voice that's come out from miles behind him, effing and blinding.
Flindhouse.
Clearly not me. And I'm walking by the ref, and just next thing he sticks his head towards me. I'm like, I turned around to the fourth official, going, "Have you actually just seen?" So anyway, the game continues on. I go over. We walk off the pitch, cross the white line. That for me, it was done. Next thing, I had Stuart Hayton coming down to me. Do I want to charge the referee, the PGML or whatever they're called now these days? Mike Jones ring me saying, "Do you want to charge the referee? Do you want to do anything?" I'm like, "No, it's done. It's dealt with." But then the next thing I know, it's up on the news. He's been charged, and I was like, "It's nothing to do with me." I've said I want nothing to do with it, as I had my own circumstances going on at home. and it just got well blown out of proportion. But
Did he actually make contact, physical
no,
contact?
it looks like in the photo, but
Yeah.
he was still a good bit away from me.
Because he must have been short, but he was down there, and he was you know,
waiting for
I
that
would have
moment,
thought.
wasn't
I mean, if I tried to
We knew
stick
that
the head
was
on you,
coming, yeah.
I would have hit the top of your head, not the actual forehead.
You
but
can see
there we
he's quite hunched over, yeah, so he would have
go.
to
He
go
was
a long
very
way,
hunched
wouldn't
over.
he?
Yeah, he was very.
But honestly, it's just the strangest thing. It's just, you know, and the worst thing in the end is, well, he released a statement when I was helping him saying I said this is the worst abuse he's ever received. And that's when the club Ipswich actually came to me and said, no, you need to defend yourself here because we have evidence, we've proof that you did nothing. And when I sent that to the FA, they were like, no, we've closed the matter, he's charged. But they didn't really want to see the full evidence saying that he's lied, first of all. And then my name's getting dragged through the mud for no reason. And it looks like I'm just an angry player, even though I was angry. But no way would I've ever done anything like that they said. So that was the annoying thing for me, was he lied. And when I tried to help him. So that wasn't the only time the ref had complaints against him, though. I think Nigel Clough came out. There was 1 or 2 times he complained about the way he refereed as well. So, but again, that's football.
We complain against them all, don't we? Come on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the best
I'd never
course
stick
of
the nut on
action.
them.
The best course of action was just put your foot through the bottom of the referee's changing room door on the way after the game, wasn't it, Terry?
Well,
Who could possibly have done that?
It worked for me. Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, got charged as well. It was great.
He's sat there, you know, just getting changed to go in the shower, and he's still got like big lumps of wood sticking out the end of the boot. Like, you know.
On those sharpened
Who was
studs.
responsible for that?
Yeah.
Like, you
Who
know?
did that? Yeah.
Who did that?
Yeah.
Bit of panelling.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Yeah, strange time, strange time.
Yeah.
I mean, this, all that kind of stuff of, you know, we only get to see a little glimpse of it all, but you're living right through it, aren't you? What's it like when you're in the spotlight like that?
You know, it's not nice because, you know, memes, all this kind of stuff, you know, people, they ultimately think it's the player who's done the wrong. They haven't, even though you've backed yourself up, you've got the full story, the journalists don't want to know. And I came out and I defended myself, and, you know, I sent it to Sky, someone I know, Sky, they saw and they apologised for, well, to be fair, they were more on my side when they saw everything. But yeah, it's just...
It's not what's true, it's who's first.
Yeah.
Now, you
Exactly.
could never
If you get
tell
out
your
first.
story or
Yeah.
your truth as a player once a story's gone out there.
And as I said, when I crossed that white line after the end of the game, it was finished with. And then it was just bombardment. It was just like, I should be banned, I should be this, the player should be disciplined. If everybody really wanted to know...
I had to get him out of the training ground with like, a jacket on his head, like, rush him to the car.
I had a picture sent to me arriving at the training ground with boxing gloves on, I think.
That was every morning though, anyway.
Yeah, but... You
Now
know,
here he comes.
it could have been anybody.
Angry
I was just the unlucky one that it happened
Yeah.
to.
Just going through little bits and pieces. It was very good, very interesting. And there was a game. Brentford won, Preston 0, and on the 3rd of May 2014, when you won promotion to the Championship then, and you got a penalty on the 30th minute, and you stepped up and you took the penalty.
Yep. So that was the Easter weekend.
Yeah.
We had 2 games over that weekend. We had a chance of going up, and you know, we got the penalty, scored it. We didn't really know what was going on, and then at half time, I think it might have been Rotherham that we were competing with, and I think they were losing. And then I got a penalty again, kind of in the 60th or
That's
the
what I was
70th
going to talk
minute.
to you
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
I went up to take it, would have finished the game. I slipped.
Yeah.
I hit off my left foot and went
Oh, you did-
over.
that was my question. Did you slip? Because you put it about 50 yards over the bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just missed,
Feet
yeah.
just went completely under me, and I was just like...
Did you win the game though?
Yeah.
yeah. One
But
nil.
I was like sweating, thinking,
So you
please
scored the
don't.
winner?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's in the record books, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a
Moving
ni-
on,
it was a ni-
Terry.
It was a nice story. It was a nice story. Yeah.
But ultimately, I was thinking, please don't score.
We've got to crack on because time is pushing us a little bit now. Now, a new feature on the show. You don't know about this, boys, but the Renegade statman is a fantastic Ipswich Town fan, and if you follow him on Twitter, you'll know he comes up with some very, very unusual stats about things, and he's going to come up with some stats for us, and sometimes join us on the show, and sometimes send them through. So we have a fascinating fact. Okay, so Dara O'Shea, Sammy Smodics, and Chidozie Ogbene have all featured in the Republic of Ireland's last 2 games, which we know. Before this weekend, the last time 3 Ipswich Town players appeared in the same international side was when? Do you two remember?
That's a loaded question, that. I think you were involved.
Yep. You two and one other. Someone saying Mariner?
Maras, yeah.
Maras, yeah.
When?
21st of September 1983, Russell Osman, Terry Butcher and Paul Mariner all started for England in their 1-0 defeat against Denmark in a European Championship qualifier at Wembley. So
that was my last game, Mark, at international level. Thanks for the reminder.
All good things come to an end, Russ. You know what I mean?
Well, he did say on his next thing was, do you have any memories of the game? But perhaps we won't go there.
No, I have a very good memory of the game because I got in the change room afterwards and Sir Bobby said to me, that, son, is your best ever game for England. Well done. Well played. So I thought, great.
And that was it?
That was it. The next squad was picked for a game in Hungary, and I wasn't even on the bench. Me and a couple of the other lads, hour and a half before the team, before kick-off, the team was picked in the change room. We sat there, hour and a half before kick-off, and me and a couple of the other lads were still left on our places. Weren't even on the bench. No explanation why. Don Howe came over and said, how come you're not playing? I said, I don't know, Don. He said he's not spoke to you. You've not spoke to him. I said, no, the team's not been picked 5 minutes ago, and that's what it is. Oh. And that was it. And I never asked Sir Bobby, and Sir Bobby never told me, so we just went our merry way after that.
It was quite brutal at times, isn't it? The kind of things that we've been hearing tonight. The game, we don't hear and see these kind of things, but quite brutal.
It's not easy. Trust me.
So, one of those things.
Yeah. Well, we'll try and get him to pick a better one for you next week.
Yeah, cheers.
I think it was a Alan Simerson penalty, wasn't it? Phil Neal conceded the penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Twat. Yeah.
Phil Neal's quite a nice fella.
Yeah,
Or did he mean Olsen?
But he gives penalties away. No, not like that. No, don't like that.
I'm just checking the list of words that we can and can't say, and I think we just about got away with that one.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It's time for our On This Day in History, sponsored by Fred Olsen Logistics. Over to you, Russ.
Thank you. On this day in history, England played Denmark in 1983. 3 England players. No, right. I'm going to take liberty and start on Saturday, the 10th of September, 1955, which was when Robin Turner was born in Carlisle. The striker showed fine loyalty in his town career, which saw his 22 league starts over 9 years. But I think everybody will remember that he scored some very important goals, especially in the FA Cup run of 1978. Right, also on Saturday, the 10th of September, Stoke City were crushed 5-0 at Ipswich Town as the town stayed on the heels of West Ham United at the top of the First Division. John Walk, surprisingly, hit a brace. Monday, the 11th of September, 1961, Ipswich's first cup tie with Manchester City saw Town triumph 4-2 in the League Cup first round in Suffolk. It's strange that was on a Monday for some reason. The scoreline exactly reversed the league mauling City inflicted weeks earlier. And then Saturday, the 11th of September, 1999, despite John Greal's sending off, a late James Scowcroft goal clinched a 1-1 draw and extended an unbeaten run at Portsmouth to 33 years. And that is about all the news that happened.
So it was 4-1 to Man City in the reverse fixture.
The scoreline exactly reversed. So 4-2 in the league first round.
4-2. Because they beat us 4-1 the other week, so maybe we're going to beat them 4-1 here.
Well,
who knows?
Who knows?
Could be spooky.
Stranger things have happened, haven't they?
And that's all that happened.
Big shout out to Ipswich Town women. 5-0 they thrashed Lewis at the weekend. Big round of applause for our women, who are doing exceptionally well. Next away on September the 22nd to Gwalior United. Time for the Man v Fat results. A small group lost this week for the Man v Fat session at goals on Friday of 2.6 kilograms, but still an impressive 33 kilograms down for the season. Highlight of the week was Town fans Crystal Harvey and Gary Corsten hitting their 10% and 5% milestones respectively. This week's results: Borussia Mönchengladbach 5, the Wycombe Waddlers 17. The Red Hot Chubby Fellas 8, Galatasaray 14. Ivory Toast 11, the Red Cat Funts 20.
Go on, Red Cat Funts, go on.
L'Argentina 13, Hardly Athletic 8. A big shout out to Life's a Pitch fan Jason Langford, who joined us this week after learning about us on the show. And to Funt of the Week, Sandro Soares for a massive 4 kilogram loss on the scales. Funt of the Week. And he says, this is Man v Fat Mark. Did I hear a rumour that Terry has started a Bring Back Man Titty campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we need a team named Man Titty.
You can't beat the titties.
Okay, correct. Can you wish our 11-a-side all the best in their match against Thetford on Sunday? Yes, we can. So well done, everybody in the Man v Fat world for doing what they do, which is lose weight and have a bit of fun at the same time. Just a quick mention that the 2 books that we've been featuring on the show recently are available on our website, lifesapitch.tv. So make sure you bookmark that and have a little look. Lots of stuff on lifesapitch.tv. That's Jason Dezell's book and also Neil Prentice's book about George Burley. Both really, really good reads. And Judge, you've been great to have you on the show. Enjoyed it?
Yeah, I have, yeah, except for Terry's jokes.
I've got one final comment, right?
No, let's get cut
Here we
off
go.
now.
We'll get it out of the way, shall we? Right, okay. So if we have an injury to anyone on the table football, we have a ready-made substitute. So there we go. But
Oh no!
But I have to say, he is great fun, and he's an absolutely fantastic guy and a fantastic player as well. And he takes it in good spirit until he kicks me ankles later on, I think.
Thank you.
And you briefly mentioned it earlier on, Judgy Junior playing for the academy at the moment.
Yeah, he's just signed for the under-9s. He's been in the pre-academy for the last 2 years, and you know it's good to go watch what some of these kids can do at 8-9 years of age.
This kid is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Right.
He's all right.
His mum played in goal since I've known him.
Yeah, it's not me showing
He's
him
in
what
goal
to do.
every day.
Yeah.
He's just battering shots at her since he was about 3.
Where was he born?
He's English.
Oh, there you go.
English, yeah.
There we go.
We've got a chance, haven't we?
He's a good one.
He's
He's a
not
good one.
Declan Rice or Jack Grealish.
We'll see when we come calling, Judgy. We'll
He's
see,
out of
mate.
my house if he says England.
He can come and live with me. Don't worry. I'll look after enough of them.
What
No,
are you like on the
brilliant.
sidelines?
You know, I actually just stand in the corner and just take it in. Really, to be honest, the
He's a
coaches.
bit antisocial anyway, really.
No. The coaches are really good there. You know, he's lucky. He's got really good coaches, and you know it's just enjoyable to watch him play. And you know, we were up in Loughborough at the weekend. They were playing in the Premier League tournament. I think it's the first Ipswich team being invited over 22 years. It was great just to watch them play against United, etc. He absolutely loved it.
Awesome stuff. Well, look, you've been a great guest. Give Judgy a big round of applause, everybody. Coming up on the show in the next few weeks, next week, it's Bart.
It is Bart.
It's
yeah.
Bart, we're sure.
He is. He'll be zooming in.
From Spain. Okay, so Bart next
his
week,
villa.
everybody. We've got Mark Ashton coming in. Freddie Sears is coming as well.
Susie will be in as well.
Susie coming in. So we've got some great guests coming up over the next few weeks. Don't forget, check us out on our socials, and also make sure you go to lifesapitch.tv for all the information. If you want to be part of the capacity crowd, you can apply through the website. So just look on the top, on the banner, it says capacity crowd. Click through there. Enjoyed yourselves, everybody? Yes? Free beer and snacks. What more could you want? And good company. That's it for this week. I'll leave you with one thought, and that is Blue Army! This has been a Life's a Pitch TV production. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, All About Hearing, Forward Floors, Ginger Pickle, Fred Olsen Logistics, The Dove, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 16, the Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk and the Ipswich Town Community Foundation.